It is hard and it is boring. Guys, hit the thumbs up. I mean, it helps the channel. It's totally free to do so. I appreciate it.
Oh, Nicolina's feeling fine, popping those pills, sipping on wine. She says, I'm just trying to unwind, babe, but we know it's her everyday escape. She drops a Xanax, eyes roll back. Who needs stress when you got a snack? Wine in my glass, life's so divine, but girl, you're slurring every line. Nicolina loves her Xanny and wine. With every sip, she's feeling so fine. She talks real loud, then whispers low. Her inflections got us going, oh no. Xanny and wine, she's losing control, but to her it's just part of the show. I'm not like other girls, she says with a wink. Then she pours another heavy drink. Life's a vibe and I'm the queen. Watch me shine in my Xanax dream. She drops a Xanax, eyes roll back. Who needs sense when you can just snack? Wine in my hand, I'm feeling real fine, but babe, you're twisting every line. But Nicolina loves her Xanny and wine. With every sip, she's feeling so fine. She talks real loud, then whispers low. Her inflections got us going, oh no. Xanny and wine, she's losing control, but to her it's just part of the show. She says life's short, why play by the rules? But girl, you're acting like a fool. Xanny and wine, it's her only rhyme, but oh Nicolina, you're wasting time. Nicolina loves her Xanny and wine. With every sip, she's feeling so fine. She talks real loud, then whispers low. Her inflections got us going, oh no. Xanny and wine, she's losing control, but to her it's just part of the show. Xanny and wine, that's her state of mind. But Nicolina, girl, you're so blind. Xanny and wine, yeah, you're floating away, but one of these days it won't feel like play.
Just give it called a person who wants to be a victim, and there's also a thing called being victimized, okay? And I ain't gonna be victimized by anybody at all.
Yo, this is for the clout chasers, the fake haters. We see you in the papers. You sitting there gossiping, acting all tough, but in real life, y'all ain't nothing but fluff. Stalking the records like it's your 9 to 5. While you dream about the life, you're barely alive. Obsessing over drama, acting so tragic. Spinning lies about kids, y'all real magic. Checking on their cycle like what's up with that. Spewing toxic fumes, but we ain't falling flat. It's resentment, pure and raw. Y'all exposed like a toothless jaw. Crying online, begging for that green, while Katie Tyrant, Mr. 303, living the dream.
Crying in your crew, y'all stuck in your pain. Talking trash cause you got no babe. Hate spreads easy when love's out of sight, but we shine while you fumble in the night. Cry baby crew, y'all just wasting it, tearing others down cause you can't compare.
AC and Brett, trauma bonding real tight. Lying on anyone just to feel right. Ask for weed money like you ain't ashamed, while pretending you somebody playing a game. You're snooping on divorces, what's that prove? You a grown adult, nah you ain't smooth. Talking about disability like it's a joke, but karma's coming for you, don't choke. It's resentment, pure and raw. Y'all exposed like a toothless jaw. Crying online, begging for that green, while Katie Tyrant, Mr. 303, living the dream.
Cry baby crew, y'all stuck in your pain. Talking trash cause you got no babe. Hate spreads easy when love's out of sight, but we shine while you fumble in the night. Cry baby crew, y'all just wasting it, tearing others down cause you can't compare.
You talk about cycles and kids in your shade, but look in the mirror, you're the one played, chasing the ones that you wanna be, but you'll never touch the real OGs. Get off your screen, face reality, stop trying to live in their fantasy. Crawling and crewing on something your pain, talking trash cause you got no game. Hate spreads easy when love's out of sight, but we shine while you fumble in the night. Crowded and crew, you're just wasting air, tearing others down cause you can't compare. Yeah, keep flying, keep lying, while we keep rising. Katie, Tyrant, Mr. 303, they live in rent-free, but y'all stay lost at sea. Cry baby crew, we see you, time to grow up or shut up, choose wisely.
What's up, friends? Good to see you. Those are really good songs. Welcome back to the show. It's January 9th, 2025, 4:29 p.m. Let me get this out of the way, and I will address the audience. Just a second, just a moment. I've got to do this right. So, the title of this video is Purple Phoenix live stream review Unmasking Tabitha, the truth behind the troll. Excuse me. Welcome to the deep dive into one of the most talked about live streams of the year. It's because it's only January 9th. Where Purple Phoenix takes on the controversial figure Tabitha. In this intense session, Purple Phoenix does what she does best, shedding light on the dark corners of online behavior. Now, the revelation, Purple Phoenix dissects Tabitha's past, revealing shocking details about her employment history. Learn about the incident where Tabitha was allegedly fired for gross negligence, leaving a handicapped patient unattended in a bathtub, leading to a tragic outcome. Discover the personal turmoil in Tabitha's life, including how her actions led to her children being taken by CPS after she chased her brother-in-law across states from New York to Arizona. Now, under the guise of righteousness, Tabitha uses YouTube to spread malicious content targeting Purple Phoenix and others in the community with slander and defamation. Purple Phoenix breaks down the tactics used by Tabitha to excuse me, friends, used by Tabitha to manipulate narratives and damage reputations. This segment is an eye-opener for anyone dealing with online harassment. Understand how this behavior affects not just the individuals targeted, but the broader online community, emphasizing the importance of accountability and truth in digital spaces. This live stream isn't just about exposing one person's actions, it's a lesson in digital ethics. The consequences of our online actions, Susan, and the resilience needed to combat cyberbullying. Purple Phoenix, with her unique blend of compassion and no-nonsense approach, provides viewers with insights into dealing with trolls and fostering a more respectful internet environment. Now, the content discussed in this review is based on the live stream by Purple Phoenix, Susan. All allegations mentioned are from that source and should be viewed in the context of that discussion. The intent is not to defame, but to inform about the issues raised in the online community. Now let's get over to my chat and say hello to everybody. It's been a great day, even though there's a big dip in the markets. But my friends, you've got to buy the red. You've got to buy the dip. So I'm taking a little break and I'm coming live because I was moved by two particular live streams, and it's very rare. I must be preoccupied during the day because, well, I am. And then I just forget. I went and I listened to the stream we're going to review now, and I was mind blown. I guess it's when you condense a bunch of factual information and give it to a person. And I'm like, how is this individual not this story? And how is it she spends the majority of her time online casting judgment upon everybody she can possibly find and take as many malicious individuals along with her to carry out her campaign of hatred and ignorance. And Purple, there's a lot of people that just say, well, I don't know. It's all about control, because you can control people through fear and intimidation by defaming them. And that's where you're not finishing off the conversations a lot, Purple. And this is where we're going with it. And I'm just extending to what you've already brought out, but I noticed where you should be going into detail about it, you just end it and say, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm like, I know. It's all about power over another person. So the person who has the power wants you to think, at very least, you don't know. You give up. You give up trying to figure that out. And that's where Susan and Tabitha lay in wait. So we're going to continue. Snowstorm coming in now, southwest Missouri. Lindy, let me get up to the top of chat. Hello, everybody. It's great to see you. Nasty Nathaniel, A-Balance, you are a Canadian legend in ways. We have 10 inches up here, and we've gotten snow too, friends. Afternoon, AB, Sucker Punch, good to see you. I'm doing very well. I hope you are as well. We're staying warm. We got about 16 inches of snow over a 24-hour period, so I've done my fill of shoveling for a little while. Purple Phoenix here in my chat. It's good to see you. But now I'm getting into it. Now that I know all of the shit they're doing to us in the environment, I'm making it a point to go out and exercise. I've been drinking too many sugary sodas over the holiday break, and I'm going to give that up in the new year. That's a start. Ray, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining. Let me see. Oh, such great comments from Nasty Nathaniel. Let me work my way down. Good to see Kawaii K77. Hello. It's good to see you, Annie. DJ, of course. How is your garden growing, DJ? Let me know. The air is so dry here right now. I'm taking everything down and painting some walls, and I'm setting it back up a little bit to accommodate. Bringing some moisture in the air. Pumping some moist air in that sense. I've got just the device. Actually made it. So let me see. Yeah. You're driving down the road. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining. Where on the highway are you? Yeah. Oh, don't give up your location. Don't dox your location. Connie B. Purple. Hello. Thank you, Connie, for joining. Your great Susan Bezio. Peaches. Who else is in my chat? Hello, you. I gotta blow my nose. Hello, Lindy. Just Jesus. I just did that too. Excuse me. Hold on, one moment. Excuse me, thank you. I had to blow my nose temporarily. I had to mute temporarily to blow my nose. Excuse me, Lindy. Jessel, good to see you, Susan. Tay's auditors laugh like hell. Hello. I think my chair is missing a bolt. You might hear a little bit. I'm trying to fix it. There we go. We're good. Purple Phoenix. All the glitter ninjas. There's a lot of glitter ninjas in here. Ginger girl, Texas lady. Lady Spitfire. Is everybody getting snow today? Whereabouts are you? We're getting ours off the Great Lakes. It's probably... I think there's another storm going off south of the border somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it is right this second. You're addicted to Coca-Cola right now, Lindy? Yeah. Gotta cut that shit out of our diets. It is good, though. They have an association to Christmas in that sense, right? So it's like, oh damn, it's only $1. Oh, it's like, you wonder why they make all of this poison so cheap in the food store and real foods so expensive, don't you? I don't. Irony Rose, snow is coming to North Carolina again tomorrow afternoon. Oh yeah? Like Myrtle Beach? Or is Myrtle Beach, that's South Carolina, isn't it? Excuse me. Is it? Am I fucked up? I've screwed up. Carolinas always get me all mixed up. There's a lot of mixed up people there too, though. I like it, though. It's nice. Lady Spitfire, snow will be here tomorrow in Kentucky. Apparently I'm getting a cold, or I've got a bunch of things going on inside my sinuses. Snow will be here, yeah. You're near Greensboro, Irony Rose? That's up near the Kingsport area. The tri-state area there, isn't it? Isn't that what they call it there? What would they consider the tri-states down there? There's one of the Carolinas, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Coca-Cola is only $1 where you live, AB. Oh yeah, Paula Hour. They've got in the big 2-liter tubs at the grocery store, the 2-liter bottles. I'm there so much, I go down that aisle and it's like, fuck, they fucking got me, and I'm realizing, yeah, you know how bad, high fructose corn syrup is for you? It's literally like just as bad as drinking mercury over time. It's the same effect on your system. But they make it taste so damn good, and they carbonate it, and that's what gets you, right? The carbonation, not to mention the high fructose corn syrup. Shit, they've been lying to you forever about that stuff. Oh, it's good in moderation. No, it's not. Sorry, I better check myself before they hit me with some sort of misinformation. Label here, it's Google. 2 liters are $5.50 here. Rip off, Texas lady. $5.50 American? What? They're really playing with your minds. Get out of here, y'all. Texas lady, where are you from? I'm assuming you're from Texas, but maybe you're from, like, I don't know. Where? Like, up in the Arctic? Where do they have to truck it in 4,000 kilometers or what? I'm talking $1 Canadian. So that's 40 cents American at the 2-liter bottle. Should I be sending you some right now? We can get a hustle going on, you know? I could make that happen. Dollar General, Texas lady. You're in Texas? You're in Texas at the Dollar General, and they're selling people 2 2-liter bottles for $5.50. So 2.25 per 2-liter. That's $1 a liter. They are making bank on that. Fucking dollar store. Holy shit. That's fucking American to me, boys. That's my stock just went up. That's a big fat green candle, man. $3.89 JJ Heineth saying 1 2-liter bottle. Fuck. I would feel bad doing that though. Now you know what all the stockholders think. It's like, oh shit. Well, they're over it. Really? $3.89 for 1 2-liter bottle? No, you guys talking like at a gas station or a convenience store or some crap like that? I'm talking like at like a no name. Okay, yeah, so Canadian. Yeah, it's $2.50 American. So that's per 2-liter bottle. That's at a normal price. They like to put it around $2.79 Canadian. But so they sneak it into the budget store and sell it even cheaper, so they kill the poor people even that much faster and poison them. Because when times are tough, they're more likely to buy something like that to fill their fridges. Fucking pricks. Why do I have to go down that grocery store aisle? The junk food aisle. I gotta stop that. Oh, they put it on sale every now and then so they can clear it out and put new stuff in. They'll have a cycle and a quota to meet out of that grocery store, right? So depending on their stockpile in the back determines their price. Or Coca-Cola will tell them, hey, get that out because we're shipping you all this stuff next week and you need to make room for it. So and then they can manipulate that price within. And that's at a no-name, like a literal no-name brand grocery store. Like, no frills. Anyway, I hate Coca-Cola. I hate what it does to humanity. But it just goes to show you the difference in pricing in areas and how much markup and profit people are gouging in this moment in time in 2025, January 9th, my friends. That's interesting. It's too late to turn back now. What's going on, Susan's Dirty Sharts? Listen, you. I've never actually been more entertained by Susan than I have in the past 72 hours. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish she was just as innocent and naive and genuine individual as I took her for. So, I do appreciate it a lot more now, because it really makes me wonder about her mindset and what got her there. I don't dislike her at all. I dislike her behavior and what she does online in that sense, but she has a problem. That's for sure. And it starts with the decision making influenced by that alcohol she gets so fucking sloshed over. I stayed up so late last night listening to her, hammered up. I've never listened to a drunk individual so long in over 12 years. And it was something to behold for myself. But it doesn't matter to you. It just matters to me. I couldn't believe it. She was up on Purple's channel, though. She called Purple every name in the book. Purple's daughter, every name in the book. I couldn't believe the words and the ferocity. I can't believe the resentment in Susan's voice. She couldn't hold herself back. Kind of like she couldn't hold that fart back, that touched cloth the other night, live on stream. Isn't that right, Susan's Dirty Sharts? Oh my God. Susan, listen, I've got a couple clips here that I was working on as I was listening to it all last night. I've got all kinds of Susan content up on my Premiere Elements Pro, and I'm cutting some of the finest sound bites so I can come up here to my soundboard and play them, like this one.
It is hard and it is boring.
Yes, I know.
Guys, hit the thumbs up. I mean, it helps the channel. It's totally free to do, so I appreciate it.
That's really funny. I love that stuff. She wants you to hit my thumbs up, please, and it'd be just great if you could do so.
Guys, hit the thumbs up. I mean, it helps the channel. It's totally free to do, so I appreciate it.
It's totally free. That's important to Susan because she's after a quick buck, like Purple said. She lost it on Purple's daughter last night. I thought it was absolutely disgusting the way that she treated Purple, and she baits continuously. It's a continuous session of being baited into adding credence to any of her bullshit gaslight stories that she fabricates, because that's more important to Susan than touching base with reality, for sure. And her going on for 5 hours last night, talking about things. Oh, that maybe on another live tase. Hold on there, boss man. Why don't you take a look at that title there? It doesn't say Nasty Nathaniels. But I will. Hold on, Vestiges. Good to see you. Let me see. Meeting new friends.
Appreciate it. Meeting new friends from around the world.
That's what Susan's doing here online, she says.
You know, it's boring, you know, when you're on your own.
It is boring when you're on your own, Susan. Let me see. Purple. You bet Purple laid into her ass. Oh, it was really good, Missing P&Ws, because personally, I gained a whole new appreciation for Purple. And it doesn't take too much, because from Purple's standpoint, you really don't have to do anything. All you have to do is get up there and be, acknowledge and put yourself in the right place at the right time to make yourself look foolish. But instead, in Susan's case, she's absolutely livid. And I hadn't heard this part where Susan came up on this following clip we're going to watch when they're talking about Tabitha, because Susan has a big burr up her ass about this Tabitha. Now, Tabby, I think you know Tabitha. I knew her last year a little bit. She was had all kinds of things to say, all kinds of negativity, all kinds of things to say about everybody else online. And then when I heard her story, it all made sense to me. First of all, she was out smoking cigarettes while she should have been in helping a disabled individual in a bathtub instead of forgetting about that individual who then went and passed away, sadly. Now, she ended up losing her job over it, thank God. But to minimize it, she said the whole lot of them did. And now that just turned out not to be true, apparently. And we're going to hear Purple explain it. She tells a really emotional, not emotional, a passionate depiction in a condensed version of Tabitha, all in one place, and it needs to be memorialized here for future use, because it really is an individual that makes you wonder the way she's depicted. However, I know that Tabitha, somewhere in there, has to be some sort of humanity. She's a human being, right? And I try to keep that in my mind, and I'll ask most of you anyway, not all of you, of course, will agree, but to try to challenge yourself and try to find something good to say about Tabitha, possibly, if it possibly is one, because it's going to be important later. And there's not much. And I wonder what challenges Tabitha had early on in her life that traumatized her. And I wonder how similar they are to Susan's. Susan's dirty sharts. Purple served her on a silver platter with peanuts. That's true. Actually, that's true. Maybe we'll do a side. This is a live stream, so I can cut this into future pieces and upload them, so we can do a multitude of things during this live stream. It's not just about one thing, but it was based off of this particular live stream. Now, it said it did it yesterday. I think maybe I missed it. Maybe I was watching it and I didn't pay attention. I've got it fast forwarded. Let me begin. I start around 15 because it made me laugh, so I'll start just before that. Let's begin.
Funny. Oh, this one says, I don't work because I am waste of life. Oh, wow, Tabitha. Oh, I'm not going to feel bad for everything that I'm about to do to your ass.
Yeah, that was the part. You know this is going to be good. What the hell? So here she's going to go put her on blast. So she's pissed Purple off to the point. She's pissed Purple off to the point of spamming. Oh, there she is right there. Hey, Rose Red, that's Tabitha right there, friends. It's okay. You can let her, if you're spamming, I'm sorry, Tabby. I'm sorry, Tabby. We're going to have to put you on a timeout there, hun. But you're allowed to come in here and interact if you want, okay? Of course you are. Not that you normally would, because you got a burr on your ass. Let me see. Darling, come on now. Don't be so nasty. Lying. Rose Red, Tabitha, ditched 4 of her children to children's services. Just up and left them. Bailed out and got with her brother-in-law in Arizona, a criminal, a felon. Isn't that interesting? Doesn't that make a bit of a story in of itself? Of course it doesn't. It doesn't end there. It's all kinds of things. And she's a character, and she's here on the internet trying to spin judgment, cast judgment on all kinds of people in your live chats under all kinds of names. Now, it might not register with you now, but it will. And when the time comes, you're going to have factual information provided to you by people like Purple who have long researched it. And there's articles and there's all kinds of graphs and charts that go along with it. They've already been here before. It's not new. Cinnamon Hot, it's good to see you, darling. And Susan even makes a guest appearance in it because for some reason Tabitha has a beef with Susan, like she does with everybody else. And then she tries to turn and spin it on Purple, and it shows you again how Susan is like the Wile E. Coyote when it comes to gaslighting and propagating the rumor and the lie first and foremost, because to her all she sees is control and influence, and that's what motivates Susan. Absolutely, because she recognizes if you believe a mistruth or a rumor that she starts and she can engage you with it, then she has the upper hand over you psychologically, and that's ideally what her in is with that. That's why she brainwashes you in her chat. And man, did she repeat herself last night. It was monotonous, and she is so triggered every minute of the day now because people are talking about what she really is. Do I need to tell you what that is right now? I think you understand or are getting a good basis for your own opinions.
Let's see. I never said the N-word. Oh, for fuck's sake. Ooh, this one says hostile. So it's okay to say the N-word? Cow, quit eating on alive. Wow, bitch. Huh. Now you call me a cow? Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm a dork. This is freaking comical.
That's nasty, Susan.
Oh, I do love cake. Who doesn't like cake? Like, what is wrong with cake? What do you got against cake, Tabitha?
Ray says, Ray, that's a great point, by the way, darling. Susan and Tabitha do have one thing in common, that they can't tell the truth about anything, and that's bang.
Just call me Perp Diddy.
Give that girl a prize.
Bitch, you just wait.
And it's everything, isn't it? And then it becomes a competition. Like she's a one-upper, right? We talk about how Susan is a one-upper, but it's a competition to her in real time about disregarding whatever issue that you presented, that she's really fishing for information for you to provide so she can withhold it while you believe a bunch of bullshit that she provides in real time. And she's always competing for that. And I think part of it tries to get you to get into that cycle of competing with her in that regards to get more information out of you. So she's automatically in a zone where she wants to compare that story. Oh yeah. Oh yes. You've lost 2 kids. I've lost 10. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, she right now, Susan, you should be in fear of your life, okay, darling? Because we know that you live in an assisted living home right now, darling, because you have locks on the outside of your doors, and everybody knows that. That's okay. It's cool. But stop lying about it, all right? We'd rather you be yourself, which is impossible for you to do, which is even more ironic. But if that's the sort of irony that makes you giggle. Always looking for fresh new meat, isn't she? And Tabby used to work at an assisted living facility until the bitch got canned. For guess what? Neglecting people like you in that bathtub to the point that they passed away. Now, you don't get canned in a situation unless you had a percentage of accountability in that. And everybody that was in charge of caring for that individual that night would have been fired. Not everybody on the ward like Tabitha claims it is. But listen, there's forgiveness. People make mistakes. It's toxic environments. And you could just imagine if Tabitha was fucking involved with it, it would damn well be a toxic environment.
Purple Phoenix, a transgender hater. What the fuck? Oh, Tabitha. You are so in for it.
So Tabitha has this channel that's being outed. Nobody knew who was doing it. Apparently, I don't know. Maybe some did, some didn't. Doesn't matter. But it's all about purple. It's all focused on purple. The whole thing is this hatred and angst towards purple. Basically, it's making so much content with gaslight bullshit information that a person watching it must consider just 10% to be true of 100% bullshit is still a win for the person propagating the disinformation towards purple. It's malicious and it's designed to exhaust you. And it's a game of power and control. And Tabitha isn't winning it. And she can't win it over purple, which you can appreciate. But it doesn't take away from the fact that the person is out there maliciously going after people only because they know the truth and they talk about the truth of that person. All right? That's the reality of this situation and many other ones. Like, who spends all of their time hating any one person? It's fun to shit on somebody's behavior or something like that, but when you fixate on somebody through YouTube like this, it suggests that you're trying to gain some sort of control over them. And indeed they are.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're still back 6 months. Perp reaches $100 for.
I appreciate you, Roswell. Thank you, darling. It's good to see you, honey. Happy
There's
New
when
Year.
I was, when my diabetes was out of control and I was not in a healthy state. But yeah, thanks for sharing that. I don't look like that now, but thanks for sharing that.
Oh, you get to know me, Jenny Lang. You'll definitely think maybe you'll be a Tabitha fan, Jenny.
I can't. That's too fucking funny.
So, what I get the biggest kick out of what you're about to watch is all of a sudden Susan gets up there, and she's trying to communicate with Purple on a level that disregards any of the previous day's activities, number one. And then she tries to spin the whole thing on Purple as though Purple was doing something wrong, bringing up children, just general bringing children, mentioning a child. Like she mentions it, her own child every 5 minutes. Okay? Literally. Her half Asian child, she claims. So she says. Half Asian. You should have named him. Is that his name? Half Asian? Her son, half Asian. Her son, half Asian. Half Asian Bennett. Let me see.
Perp thinks she's Supergirl or Wonder Woman. Oh, for the love of fucking Jesus.
Maybe it's like this ancient, maybe it's Welsh or something like that, and I just didn't pronounce it properly.
She had a concussion since 7 years old. That's not what I said, you stupid idiot. Oh my goodness. Tabitha.
She's always measuring somebody else's intelligence over how much of Susan's own bullshit the other person believes. You'll notice, and it's a competition. She's always trying to have a psychological edge over you. She's mentally ill in that sense. Can you not just communicate and have a constructive conversations about anything, Susan? No, it's always about, because she's always on the prowl. That's her mentality. She's probably had a very difficult upbringing. In other words, she's no good in that sense, right? Well, we know she's an Irish traveler, and sometimes, not all, sometimes they can have some questionable pasts.
Mm-mm-mm. Oh my God, a dog is smarter than you? Ah, boy.
And listen there, Susan, being an Irish traveler such as yourself has nothing to do with your particular accent, all right? You've got Irish travelers all over the UK, and you're one of them, okay? An Irish traveler, I'm not talking about the ones that are still in Ireland. I'm talking about the ones all around Liverpool. They've got all kinds of accents. But it's where your blood is, where you're from, that matters, isn't it?
Revenge porn video. What? There's no revenge porn video.
Oh, no, Taze. Not the bad kind. She's not the bad kind. Not those kinds.
Oh, that's why I put it behind the paywall.
She wants to claim that the UK, the Queen protects Irish travelers, when in fact it's quite the opposite. Society keeps their foot on the throats of travelers because they're thieving motherfuckers, okay? And they've got a long history of doing so. And that's where Susan comes from, and she knows exactly what I'm talking about. And she goes on about wanting to make it look like it's just a reference to a socio-economically challenged and subverted and ostracized sect of society, much like what you would expect Roma gypsies and a lot of times. Not that it's right or wrong, just what society has done to them. And yeah, Susan's well into that lifestyle. You can tell. You can fucking tell. She's it's have you ever gone on holiday? Have you ever gone on holiday and you're walking down the street and in some third world country, some poor child is begging and he's trying to make money and he's trying to interact with you, and really what they want is to get money, right? That's exactly what Susan is like. She doesn't have a lot of context to her intellect, but she's sitting there gaslighting you with this electronics, hoping that you believe some of her bullshit in order to suck money out of you in that sense. And it's hilarious to watch. And Tabitha recognizes that too. Funny enough. Oh, fuck. Yeah, right. Pardon me. Yeah, Susan is interesting in that, but we'll continue on. Hold on. Talking about Tabby. She comes up here and is totally disregarding the point and the context about what it is that you're watching now in the story you're going to hear about Tabitha, to try to spin it back in front of everybody on a YouTube live, spin it back onto Purple somehow by trying to hold it against her, that questioning why Purple was bringing children into this, and she wasn't. Everything has to do with the victimization of children, okay? You know, the kind of victimization Susan likes to carry out, obviously, and totally disregards like the important things in parenting, which she was probably removed from.
There's called a person who wants to be a victim, and there's also a thing called being victimized. Okay?
She knows the difference.
And I ain't gonna be victimized by anybody.
See that?
At all.
She's not going to be victimized by anybody at all. She's going to be the one doing the victimizing. She admits it to you all the time, just like she did in that fantastic audio clip. Only took me 30 seconds to find, by the way. She does it all the time. She can't fucking stop talking. So the fact that she brings it up here just to gaslight, try to not use that word so much, just to manipulate the viewers in the audience in front of Purple to try to catch her up and catch her off base. In other words, undermine the point that she just had made. Not adding to the conversation, she's detracting from it by just replacing her points with a whole set of new points that really aren't tangible with what it is the point was in the first place. So the only reason I said that now is because it's going to become important in just a little bit. At 127.35, they're up there.
It's still there too. You are sick, Purple and crew. Oh, girl. You're lying again as always.
I love that picture is of Susan Bennett on my screen, by the way. I gave her a facelift. I tried to make her look a little bit younger than she does in her real life. It's similar to Susan Bennett now. Then it's an accurate depiction.
Gummy queen.
Safe for the internet.
Me, I'm on a diet. Nobody said nobody was on no damn diet. Purple Phoenix is a liar to her friends. Oh, for fuck's sakes. This one a witch. Hey, look at me, I'm a witch. Wow.
They're different accents, Jenny.
Oh, this is really funny. Let's see how many. Whoa, a lot of shorts about me too. Good Lord, Tabitha, you have a problem. You have an obsession that is creepy. Look at all that. Wow. Tabby, where are
it's
you?
not Ziggy.
Let's see this community. Oh, bye-bye. But I'm tired of you guys. Princess Polly? Yeah. Now, you see, Tabitha, I've not even bothered with you. Haven't said your name, haven't, said nothing. But see, you're so obsessed with people that you can't see reality. It is really kind of creepy. Who's into somebody that much?
Yeah, those are travelers, too, Miss K.
I mean, come on.
Those are the good. There's a lot of well-to-do
You have a
ones
whole
as
channel
well,
about me.
that owns whole towns.
Wow. That's crazy.
But their whole basis is thievery.
So, Tabitha, I told everybody by now they should know I'm all about leveling that playing field right now. Absolutely. You want to clip my husband and say he's talking to me? Okay. You want to clip other videos to try and make me look bad? Go ahead. Girl, don't you have anything better to do in your own damn life than to
Susan
worry about
Bennett's a
what I'm doing
fangirl
over
of
here
Molly
in life?
Golightly, Jenny Lang.
So, Tabitha, where do I start? I know, they ain't got shit to do. Let's see. We already all know that, she's a brother humper. She's been that for many years on here.
Oh, yeah. This term brother humper made me laugh. I'm like, brother humper? What are you talking about? Yes. It's so funny. You're a brother humper, Tabitha. Gross.
And we refer to her husband as good old brother Bob. Because Bob used to be her brother-in-law. But Tabitha decided to hop on the brother-in-law and go across the United States from New York to Arizona. You couldn't get any further away. I wonder how long that would take. Going from Arizona or New York to Arizona. But that would be, whew. So, what did Tabitha leave behind when she jumped in that vehicle and drove away with her brother-in-law? I know what she left behind. 4 things, actually. It would take 36 hours to go from New York to Arizona. Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate you. That's a long damn time. And that's 36 hours would be if you went, when you left, you didn't stop anywhere. But of course, you got to stop and get gas. You got to use a restroom. You got to get some food. So I'm sure it ended up to be, a little bit more than 36 hours. But hey, that's okay. So they say, if you bring it to YouTube, people have the right to talk about it. So Tabitha, let's talk about your fake camp.
Yes, but why are you bringing the kids into it? Why are you bringing the kids into it?
Cancer that you just recently went through. Let's talk about that.
That's what Susan sounds like.
You didn't even know the medication that was used to treat cancer.
Yeah, I've got
But
this
on
sped
all
up too,
reality,
by the way, Jenny.
It wasn't even to treat cancer. It was for after chemotherapy.
What about the children, Purple?
Yep,
the wee ones. What about the wee ones?
So, it went from stage 4 to stage 2 to cured. You don't have it. All in a very short period of time. And according to you, the doctor told you that you could stop taking this prescription medication at any time. Well, I don't know any doctor that tells you to just quit a medication cold turkey, because your body is used to having said medication, and it could really could really screw you up. So, So, what did Tabitha leave behind? Does anybody know? Good morning, Ryan. What did Tabby leave behind? So, Tabitha was also fired from a job at a assistant living facility because supposedly, allegedly, the lady that she was working with put a patient in the tub and forgot about it.
I'll be right back.
And the woman passed away. Now, according to Tabitha, she said that they fired the whole staff. That wasn't true. There's an article out there. That's not true. You're a liar. Good morning, General Lee. The article states only 3 people got fired. This other lady, Tabitha, and 1 other person. If it had nothing to do with you, then why did they fire you? Because not everybody got fired. But you've claimed that you had nothing to do with it. You were outside smoking with a patient. So they're going to fire innocent people, huh? I don't think so. Now, let me say this.
Highly skeptical, Tabitha.
In my opinion, if you lose custody of children and they are adopted out, they're no longer your kids. If they get adopted by another person, they're no longer yours. That means the judge has taken your rights completely away. And then they're put in foster care and put up for adoption. That's what happened in Tabitha's case. And see, they're all grown adults now.
Oh my God.
And the story doesn't make sense. She came on here and said that her ex-husband tried to unalive her and unalive the children. So she put the children in hiding. And then she left for Arizona. Why didn't you just take them with you, Tabitha? Why didn't you just take your children with you? Is it because maybe Bob didn't want to raise his brother's children? Is that the case?
Right. How could you do that to your own children?
So, you left them in the state where you allege your ex was trying to unalive you and your children, so you leave them in that town and you leave. And wouldn't there have been charges? Wouldn't there be charges on your ex-husband, Tabitha? One good thing is, though, is you didn't have to change your name because it was already, since he was your brother-in-law. I mean, I guess that's a plus. Because that's a hassle, trying to get everything switched. And then, there's always more with Tabitha, always. And then. So your children were adopted. Somebody else was named their parent. Meaning, Tabitha, you are not. And by the grace of God, these children...
So Tabitha is all around talking about and engaging with families, real families. And she is there maliciously resentful and hate-filled and wants to cast judgment on all of those that she feels have wronged her or opposed to her or cast judgment upon her. She's now the abuser of all abusers in all of that scenario in these situations, and knowing all of this, it just makes so much sense psychologically. It's too bad, but it doesn't change her behavior anyway. It's a real insight into what resentment does to your own psyche, what it turns you into. Tabitha didn't have to turn into a completely self-loathing piece of shit, and the only pleasure she gets out of it is the attempt to be sadistic on strangers and trying to make them feel in the ways that she's felt.
We're all adopted by the same family. So these siblings got to stay together.
She needs the Lord Jesus.
Funny how that works. And no, I'm not attacking the children, which are all grown by now.
What's wrong?
However,
Hold on.
I am telling you about Tabitha's life choices. And what was more important to her, and what was more important to her is the dick between her brother-in-law's legs. . 'Cause Funny how, we got these women out here, not all women, but some, that, basically ditch their children to chase men. Ladies, there is no dick that worth that much than your children.
Some of you...
Stop.
Hold on. Some of you might have just experienced a disruption. Try refreshing your live chats, please. I don't know why you experienced this disruption. It must be on YouTube's end.
Acting a fool. Chasing men over your kids. Like, for fuck's sakes. Like, I have never understood that, how
do you guys see
any parent, for that matter, would ditch their kids for a spouse, a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, partner with benefits.
Let me know when you're... Let me know... Yeah, you can see me. It's muted now, Miss K. Okay, I'll let people come back in. I'll just pause it for a second. Try refreshing your browsers if you have to. Everything's okay here. I don't see what the problem was. It just seems that everybody got booted, or it looked like it was spinning. I don't know what's going on. It's an excellent connection the whole time. I'll try refreshing it. Maybe YouTube's acting up. I just wanted to make a quiet spot so I could know where to edit this part out later on. And yeah, Susan, the big mystery, sometimes when you do live streams, you can make them private. That way you can cut them down and edit them and release them later. To let you know, there's no real great conspiracy. That's cool, guys. I'll just rewind it a little bit. Good now? Okay.
And the story doesn't make sense. She came on here and said that her ex-husband tried to unalive her and unalive the children, so she put the children in hiding, and then she left for Arizona. Why didn't you just take them with you, Tabitha? Why didn't you just take your children with you? Is it because maybe Bob didn't want to raise his brother's children? Is that the case? So, you left them in the state where you allege your ex was trying to unalive you and your children, so you leave them in that town and you leave.
They have new homes now, Cinnamon Hot, with new names.
And wouldn't there have been charges? Wouldn't there be charges on your ex-husband, Tabitha? One good thing is, though, is you didn't have to change your name because it was already, since he was your brother-in-law. I mean, I guess that's a plus. Because that's a hassle, trying to get everything switched. And then there's always more with Tabitha, always. And then. So your children were adopted. Somebody else was named their parent. Meaning, Tabitha, you are not. And by the grace of God, these children were all adopted by the same family. So these siblings got to stay together. Funny how that works. And no, I'm not attacking the children, which are all grown by now. However, I am telling you about Tabitha's life choices and what was more important to her and what was more important to her is the dick between her brother-in-law's legs. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Funny how, we got these women out here, not all women, but some, that, basically ditch their children to chase men. Ladies, there is no dick that worth that much than your children. Stop acting a fool chasing men over your kids. Like, for fuck's sakes. Like, I have never understood
I agree, Miss K. Sadly,
how any parent, for that matter, would ditch their kids for a spouse, a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, partner with benefits. So they're more important than your children? Come on now. You're the one that laid down and made those babies. They didn't ask to be here. But you created them, and then you're just going to ditch them? Like, who does that? Like, I can't even with that. How the hell do you ditch your children for a piece of ass, basically? Hold on, y'all. I'm coming up on the phone. All right. And before people get their panties in a bunch, the children that I'm speaking of are not Tabitha's. Why? Because the court took all of her rights and gave her children to a family that wanted them. Tabitha didn't want her kids. Otherwise, she never would have left them. Tabitha came on here and talked about the day the youngest son passed away. She came on here and said that it was the worst day of her life. That she was with the youngest child when he passed away. But that's not true. Because then she came on quite a bit later and slipped that she got a phone call that he had passed. So Tabitha, in my opinion, used her child to get sympathy. Because how the hell are you going to leave your kids with a man that you claim was trying to unalive you and your babies, get in a vehicle, and drive from New York to Arizona and never looking back? Explain that one.
howdy, sweet tea.
Funny. I bet she can't. So all 4 children were adopted by the same family who loved and adored and took care of them babies. Because Tabitha didn't. So they're not her kids. Legally, they are not her kids. She was not mentioned in the obituary. She had no contact with them babies. She says she does now, but I find that hard to believe. And her ex never was charged with trying to unalive her or her kids. He was charged with other things and lost the children as well. So he's a piece of shit too. Not only Tabitha, there was 2 parents that didn't give a shit enough about their children to do right by them. But old brother Bob has been to prison. Tabitha, you really know how to pick them, don't you? You really know. So Bob went to prison, found Jesus, came out and was a preacher. But then was affiliated with a gang. Allegedly. Allegedly, he's a member of the MS-13 gang. The reason why I know this is because he's threatened to have them come to my house. And he called them his brothers. And what colors, nobody knows what colors he wears. So since when do preachers join gangs? So what did Bob go to jail for, Tabitha? What did Bob spend prison time for? Huh? See, Tabitha's go-to when she feels like she has no out is violence. Let me switch and I'll be right back. So, Tabitha is very violent. So she claims. She's threatened to curb stomp people, to bash people's heads in, but then cries like she's the victim. So, Tabitha, where you at? I haven't seen you pop in yet. Yeah, I went out to smoke when there's 2 of me. I'm not dragging the computer. I used to, but then I was like, nah, I'm just going to come up on the phone, join the StreamYard. And see, we're still not done with Tabitha.
You might have forgotten her, sweet tea. I'm pretty sure
So,
that you'll remember her.
Bob is
She looks like that
disabled.
Muppets character.
No. I don't know how he got that
big
way.
blue one with the hawk
but
nose.
I know he takes morphine pills. But he always seems to run out before, Tabitha has to pick that prescription back up. Why is that? I know why. See, because Tabitha has a problem with pills. Tabitha likes to go to different hospitals to try and get different pain medications.
Oh, Tabitha.
Yeah, she'll act like she's having one of her attacks of one of her many illnesses, and she'll go to the hospital and try and get pain pills. But
Gonorrhea.
She was flagged. So now where does she get them? Yeah, right, allegedly. So now where does she get them? She takes them from her husband that I think he has a back injury, but I'm not 100% sure. But then wants to come on here and say people have a problem with pills. We're not on pain pills, Tabitha. Hmm. Tabitha. She has come on here. She's friended a lot of folks, but then a lot of folks seen her for who she was, and they left her. Me including. I used to be very good friends with Tabitha. Until one day, I wasn't at her live because I was out doing something with my mom. And she went live and I wasn't there. And she started talking shit about me. And also she lied. What did she lie about? She lied and had me and a few other people believing that Ziggy was bullying her to do things. Because that's what she would say. She would be in Discord and she'd cry and say Ziggy was making her do all these things. And you know, it got to a point I was like, well, let me, confront Ziggy. This is bullshit, you know? And Ziggy's like, what are you talking about? And so I shared some messages with Ziggy and she's like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then Ziggy shared some messages with me. And Tabitha was playing both of us against each other, but along with others. Why? I'll never know. And then after we weren't
There's one of
friends,
those moments. Why?
she sent me
Why? You'll never know? No, you'd know. For power and control. And it starts with influencing people and keeping you a mystery and all of that. They'll try again. Susan and Tabitha are much alike.
Guys, hit the thumbs up. I mean, it helps the channel. It's totally free to do so. I appreciate it.
her work badge. Like, what? Because then, get this is the kicker. Then, for over a year, she accused me of her getting fired at her job because she told everybody that I called her job. Bitch, no, I didn't. For over a year, people thought I called and got Tabitha fired. No, not the case. Tabitha got let go because Tabitha would get on pop up on panels while she was supposed to be working. That's why. And because of all the threats she was making to people online. Did people send her work, that stuff? They did, but it wasn't me. Yeah. And then,
What about the children, Susan?
because see, what would happen is she'd come over here and she'd like, no, it's not you that got me fired, da da da. But then she'd go hop on another panel. Purple got me fired from my dream job. What the hell? What the hell? Tabby, you should be ashamed of yourself. No one believes her anymore. Yeah, I know. Yep. Tabitha is a professional victim. It's always she's been done wrong by everybody else on this freaking
So
YouTube,
Susan.
and she's never done anything. And
But Purple, why do you got to bring the
yeah,
children
she
into
did blame
it?
Six Up as well. She sure did. I mean, I have proof of this. I have proof of it on the Mean Girls videos.
It's so lonely here being all by myself.
Where she came and was saying how she was forced to watch Six Up and clip all these videos for Ziggy to go to court. You's a liar. Because
See, that's an
I
important
seen the
point.
message that Ziggy told you to stop.
See, one of the factors that we're looking back on it now that we're messing with Ziggy and pulling all of this shit on her as well. That, you know, we just blame it all on the jerks as though they're all one person. But in reality, you know, at any number of time, they could fall under that classification and pop in and out of that identity, so to speak. Like a trans jerk.
Everybody was telling you to stop because it was just so much for you to watch 6 Up and hear about it. Then don't watch it, dumbass. Good morning, Frank. Like, if it's affecting your ass that bad, then don't watch it. All you have to do is hit the X. But oh, no. Tabitha couldn't do that. She'd swear, oh, I'm not watching. I got clips. From who? Oh, I can't say. It's because you don't. It's because you watched it. A lot of people was telling her to stop. For those of you just coming in, the reason why I'm spilling some tea on Tabitha is because Tabitha is fuck around and find out who has been making videos about me for a while. Since Mrs. T went into the hospital, Tabitha took over that channel and has been coming at me ever since.
I appreciate you, sweet tea. God bless you,
So
darling.
that's why I am spilling the tea on Tabitha. See, I don't talk about her. I haven't in a long time. Thought everything was, you know, we ain't friends, but
like we take a pause when Susan comes up and you reflect on the allegations in the story that are presented all in one place and time. Doesn't it intrigue you a bit about who this individual is exactly, Tabitha, and wanting to know more about her history? You know, like, she's notorious. I'm not saying it's something to be celebrated or to go after her. It's like, here is a story sitting right in front of your face. There's got to be a story here. And she's exposed a little bit. And Tabitha's not going to like that. Of course, Tabitha's not going to want to come out and tell you all about her nefarious dealings. Sweet tea, thank you very much, darling. That's very generous of you. I appreciate that very much, darling.
you know, we ain't going at each other. We ain't talking about each other, but boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's going right into my XRP.
Yeah, Tabs is Tabitha. And Mrs. T. Yep, Mrs. T was doing it until she went into the hospital. Yep, and Mrs. T knew the whole time. And the kicker on that one is when Mrs. T needed help. My people over here, without even asking any questions or, you know, Mrs. T needed money so her husband could get the window fixed on the truck so he could come see her when she was in the hospital. She got way more than she needed. Probably double what she needed from the people over here. And she was in good with, you know, the others at the time, and they didn't even try to help her. And for her to know this whole time that Tabitha is the one doing these bullshit, nasty videos about me, I'm sorry that I feel some type of way about that. I really do. You know, after Mrs. T basically turned on all of us over here and went with Jenna, which, hey, fine, cool, whatever. When she came back, we all accepted her. Didn't even question it, you know. Sure, come on. So, last night, I already knew, but I wanted to hear it from Mrs. T. So, I called her out. And so, after kind of going through looking to see what was on that channel and seeing all the videos that Tabitha has been making, so that's why Tabitha's business is being put out today. So, Tabitha's running scared. Must be. Oh, how the wheels are turning. Good morning, Peaches. I still want to tell y'all what I got going on through the brain, but I want it to be a surprise for Tabitha. So I'm not going to tell you what it is. You just have to wait and see. But trust me, Tabitha is now in my sights. Mm-hmm.
Why do you have to bring the kids into it?
You don't have kids. When another family adopts them and gives them their last name, you no longer have children. Because you couldn't get your shit straightened out and do right so you could have your children. But nope, you decided to jump in that vehicle and drive all the way to Phoenix, Arizona. Good morning, Kyle.
Yeah, fries, your drink.
Should I drop the link? I'm gonna drop a link. This one's for Tabby to see if she'll come up, and if she don't come up here relatively soon, then we'll have other people up if they want to. But I want to see if she'll come up here and speak with me.
Well, of course, she didn't come up and speak with us, Purple. But let me tell you, last night this was an epic clip. I was listening to Susan Bennett, all hammered up over the period of 2 hours, and she'll blame it on heavy medication and all. I'd say she was calling for Purple to come up for 2 hours, and when Purple came in, it was right when she was about to end the stream, so everybody got out of the live stream except me, and I'm like, whoa, I refreshed it, and their backup interview. So I pressed record, and I got it. You should hear these little snippets and sound bites that I'm putting together. They're freaking hilarious, but I want to give you a taste of them as Susan just joins this panel and starts gaslighting Purple as to why she's even bringing kids up in the first place. You see how baseless and ridiculous she is? But it's funny. It's really funny.
So Tabitha, if you're lurking, go ahead and grab that.
Oh, I understand that. I seen the clip channel.
Actually, because
I sit back in the.
Let's have ourselves a little chit chat.
So instead of Tabitha, here comes Susan.
Maybe I guess she might not want to come up. Oh, there she is. Welcome, Susan, to my show.
How are you? Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Well, I think you're more afternoon, but...
Well, what are you bringing the children up for, Purple? So now you can see she sat up there last night all hammered up, slamming Purple as though they have the same sort of, likes and dislikes, especially from a socioeconomic standpoint. Two different parts of the world. And what's cool in Ireland and the UK, like girls and dancing and music and makeup, well, some people are into that, but it's not quite the same here. It's not quite the same here. So you won't relate to that. She's sitting up there, but I knew where Susan was coming from. Like, I could appreciate it just because I went through it, just from an observer's standpoint. But Susan is trying to throw down on how Purple can't do her makeup like her. She can't, do her eyebrows just like her. Take a look at that picture on your screen, the beautiful one that I've put on the screen for you of the lovely S. Bennett here. And it looks very much similar. One with makeup, one without. She's not a hideous individual by any means. She's just, what do they call it? Homely. It's a bit homely, but everybody has their moments. And believe me, I'm no Romeo myself. I'm a bit of a troll looking mofo at my age. And she's frumpy. She's got a problem. She's always got a problem. And she wants you to acknowledge her problems. And then she wants to compete with you with her problems. She's going to one-up you with her problems. Okay? And then she's going to start manipulating you. Then she's going to start talking behind your back about all of your problems. But don't worry. When you try to do the same thing to her, hers is all made up. So you're really not spewing anything. She had already planned for that. She's clever. She's wise. She's wily like a fox. Built like a beaver.
I'm saying good morning because I know it's American time over there.
Yeah.
The only question I have
extreme racist and xenophobe to the point where she doesn't even recognize it. She's true, genuine, and the UK is sadly like that. Even they'll admit it. It's a really racially driven place, and that's because they have spent generations making it that way. It keeps the people busy when they fight one another.
is white robes
It's the same here, just different people.
to bring kids into it.
Actually, because
I sit back and I've been listening,
Mhm.
and you've been bringing children into it. I understand you want to go at Tabby. She did a clip channel on you. They also did it on me too.
Oh,
I just don't understand why you've got to bring the children into it. Nobody's bringing children into it. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's a complete distraction, but it's actually quite clever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But children have nothing got to do with that, you know.
Oh yeah, they actually had everything
Okay.
to do with the story because
This is not- I
the
understand.
crimes that old Tabby is responsible for, their smarty pants, Mrs. Universe, are all children related. You can say that here on YouTube. That's just a nice way of saying what they're called in the law, which they don't like you to refer to here.
Understand that, and I'm not speaking
Because
about
they're against
the children.
children.
I'm speaking about what Tabitha did.
I know, I understand that. I've seen the clip channel myself.
No, I'm talking about leaving her adult. Well, they're adults now. And see, Tabitha has came on here and did a whole show and cried and said that, talked about the day her son passed away. She wasn't even there.
Well, I'm not going to comment on that because I don't know, and I wasn't.
I do know.
See, in my recent observations, Cheesy Mary, it's good to see you, by the way. Susan is not prepared to fight back and forth. Remember, Susan is the person who went to Purple a couple of times to leave the fighting, but her chat would let her not fight. But her chat would let her not fight. I think I know where you're going with that, unless you're trying to purposely confuse me. But I think I know where you're going with that. I think it just might be maybe not. Maybe you're trying to mix me up. But no, I know where you're going with that. But the problem, again, that comes in with all of that is the decision making influenced by the bottle. This is historically a documented problem in Susan's most recent past. Now, I'm not trying to hold that against her, but you have to acknowledge the problem if you want to get over it, and she refuses. She's in staunch denial. She didn't come here for all of that shit. She came here to lie and deceive and extract money. Exact a price from the innocent people of YouTube.
Was not there myself, so
So that's why.
Look, I'm almost 90 all the
Did I
time
say
sober.
extract? I meant
But it gets
exact.
late at night and that's take heavy medication. So
Can't remember what I
there's
just said.
that one. We're only afternoon here. Sorry, I'm just I have to sweep my mouth there now. Yeah. Yeah, the only reason I just thought I'd
Yeah, I think
comment
you're
in
right.
your comment section is because
Yeah, basically, that's pretty accurate, Cheese Mary. That's accurate. But the problem is the bottle gets in there. As soon as she starts getting that influence, it elevates, and before you know it, she's calling Purple the most derogatory names, like the real Susan comes out. Like she lets her inhibitions down, meaning that the character she's trying to portray and act when she's sober, like a normal individual. Okay, we're constantly having to figure out what is right and wrong. Some people are better than others at that. Susan really sucks. She intentionally flips the script in her own mind and walks around like that. Like she's legitimately crazy, especially, and it triggers her when she starts to drink. Now the pills with all of that aren't helping, and you can see it. Why do we sit up here and call it out? Because it's happened to so many people. People recognize it within themselves, Susan. And people, no matter what age or where they are in the world, they can recognize the cycle of addiction and the damage that it's doing to you in real time and the level of denial. And it's nothing to be, you'll say, oh, you're shaming me, you're doing all of this. No, we're calling it out because you're purposely lying and deceiving. Not just to yourself, but to everybody else. And it's malicious and it's harming others. Absolutely it does. That's why we're talking about it, baby. Basically, I'm saying Susan, yes. Let me see. Hey, y'all. Hello, Matt. It's good to see you.
I was thinking, okay, I understand why you want to go at Tabitha. Okay, she did a clip channel.
So Susan's hungover, sucking on a candy up here. Sucking on a candy. And she's looking for attention on Purple's chat. She opened up the link and Susan couldn't wait to get up there. Really. And starved for attention, tried to, get some of that from Purple. And Purple, God bless her. They need to do a lot more of this. It always works well. It always entertains me all to hell because Susan is always up there and you never quite know why she's there. Like why, she's never front. She doesn't really tell you. She has all these ulterior motives.
Mrs. T had everything got to do with that too.
Oh, I know.
When they were going back and forth with me and you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But boy, she certainly has a bright and chipper voice here, doesn't she, guys? Bright and chipper in comparison to this. Oh, what about the children? But my only problem is, Purple, is why you're bringing up the children. Come on, you sound like a goddamn pirate. Now, hold on. No, I'm talking to myself, not Susan. Yeah, Purple tries to help her. Yeah, right, exactly. But she's not straightforward and genuine. She's deceitful, so it never works out well in the long run for Susan because she always gets drunk and starts swearing. You can see in her behavior why she's probably not, or why she's estranged from her family and resentful towards all the other people who don't have their kids or have their kids at Christmas and are enjoying, family time. She's totally resentful to that, as you would be, because all of a sudden Susan starts thinking about all the things that could have possibly been and starts drinking again. And the next thing you know, she starts repeating herself over and over. Fuck, I was married to one. Over and over and over and over again. Oh my God. That's what happens when you're drinking. You do that when you're drinking because you keep thinking that you have this amazing point to make, Susan. And you keep making it again, and you can't quite understand that people don't perceive it the same way. I'm not trying to talk bad about you, girl. You don't need the drink. You need to stay healthy. But who am I to tell you? I just had a glass of Coca-Cola. But alcohol is a lot different. It's damaging. Susan is the professional victim, Purple, saying absolutely. She tries to be. It's more the effort, and how bad the effort is what I find entertaining to watch. Like, it's hard. She's not going to stop. She's going to continue to try and do it. So the best you can do is just focus on it, bring light to what it is she's doing, and laugh. I mean, what else can you do in life? We're not laughing at Susan. We're laughing at Susan's, pathetic behavior and continuous manipulation and denial. You're not even a good liar, which is funny. That's okay. It's all right. It makes it even funnier.
Hmm?
And Mrs. T gave herself away there one time.
Yep, right in my chat.
Fuck around the fool about channel.
Yep, right in my chat. Yep, she did.
Mm-hmm. I was there and I was like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, fries. I mean, you were laughing. Drink.
And
Because
I
it
had
was
a
clearly
very
Mrs. T.
good chicken sandwich.
A chicken sandwich.
This is the conversation.
What that
Listen to how
means,
hammered she is.
because it's probably not the same thing here in the UK.
Okay, there's a bun with mayo, lettuce, the chicken patty, some more mayo, and then the bun, the bottom piece.
We don't know that stuff over here, so.
So it's bread,
Anyway.
mayonnaise.
She's so
lettuce,
disagreeable.
chicken,
We don't know that
more
stuff over
mayonnaise and more
here.
bread.
We don't know that stuff over here. We don't know what mayonnaise is over here in the UK. We don't know what buns or bread are in the UK. And we certainly don't know what chicken is. Oh my God. She only eats potatoes. So ridiculous. She's in the perfect mood to get up there and talk to. She's tired, exhausted, looking right to go to bed. She's slurring all her words. And she's disagreeable and angry. Yes. Oh, fucking hell. Get up there and strike up a conversation. So Purple did, most people bailed out of the chat. And this is what it was. So she's telling Susan what she had to eat, but it doesn't matter. Let's fast forward a little bit. Let's hear.
Or two. I mean, just because I chose
You got to hear how
and
vicious
chose
she
not
is.
to, I mean,
Vicious.
what's the problem?
Purple, it's a clip channel, for God's sake.
I'll talk shit about Pooh too, and he's a clip channel. So what's the difference?
Because you keep bitching about her.
Today's the first day I actually ever mentioned her. But okay, Susan. I haven't talked about Tabitha in I don't know how long. So no, you're mistaken.
So this was long after. This is long afterwards. Okay. So I missed what we just saw with Tabitha, and Susan joined the channel all chipper. This is much later on in the day. This is everything she denies. Not like it's a big deal. I've got to emphasize, it's funny, and the reason why we're pointing it out because we all have struggles in life, right? And we all know what it's like to overcome challenges, whether it be within yourself, whether it be within the professional setting, your home or family settings. We all face challenges, and it's difficult. And the amount of denial that she's bringing to the table is typical. And before you make fun of her, you have to at least touch base with that. If you've ever been through the process yourself, you can't, at least if you're going to be lying, you can't be lying to yourself, Susan. And you are, girl. You're killing yourself with that at an accelerated rate. Accelerated like nobody's business. You're already got 1 foot in the grave, girl. You've got 1 foot in the grave, baby. You want to live in a harmonious way for the rest of your life. Why does that have to be other people believing that you're just this amazing victim just because you said so? Why can't you just be yourself?
So who told you that Tabitha owned that clip channel? Because I'm curious, because they did do stuff on me too.
Mrs. T told me last night in my chat.
Oh, okay. So it's all Tabitha doing now?
Yep.
Why did you talk about her children?
I didn't talk about her children. I talked about her not being a mother. If I
You
would have
talk
talked
about the
about her
children,
children, I would
Purple.
have had to give details about their personal business. So I didn't talk about her children. Like I explained on my live, I don't consider them her children. Yes, she may have birthed them, but she was no mother to them.
Hmm. That's a big
But I
that's
never used the words egg donor whatsoever, Susan. That was you. That was not me. I never said those words. I said
She's
she
gonna get
wasn't a
so
mother
fucking
because she
riled up in a second. She's
didn't
so
take care of her
aggravated.
so
children.
you never
It's just a constant. When she interacts with Purple, in my opinion, it's just a constant reminder how much happier Purple is than Susan in that sense. And she resents that secretly. You know she does. She's looking for something to one up her with, dismiss her, anything that she says. Like she's tries hard, right? It's funny to experience. It gets pretty intense, and I mean, it gets R-rated.
called her an egg donor.
No,
And she didn't blink in a lash to victimize what I consider to be a child. All right, even though she's 20 years old at this point, apparently, but you would never know that. I'd still, because I'm a parent, I would still say that's a child, in my opinion, but I'll let her slide this time. But she didn't bat an eye. It didn't matter to her.
I did not. Nowhere in my life did I call her an egg donor. I referred to my ex-husband as a sperm donor. Yes, I did.
So you didn't call her an egg donor.
No, I did not, Susan. I would, if you think I called her an egg donor, I would like you to give me the timestamp on that.
Purple, I don't have the timestamp on
Okay,
that.
because it didn't happen, Susan.
Okay,
Good to
then.
see you,
I
SR.
never said those words. Never, ever, ever said
Happy
an egg
New Year,
donor.
SR.
In the end, it's between her and her children. YouTube doesn't matter. 100%.
Welcome, Linda Marie.
Tara, you're on the yes.
So
I was clearly listening all to your channel today.
mhm.
And you called her an egg donor, but
I
you
did not.
did not.
Go through my live and find the timestamp where I called her an egg donor.
I don't have a timestamp because I'm not.
All right, then. So
doing
don't
anything.
accuse me of calling somebody an egg donor if you ain't willing to do the work to find out, to back it up, Susan.
When did you get your glitter ninjas to do that?
Because I know I didn't say it, so I don't need them to.
Oh, okay.
It's very easy. Just go look at the transcript. Go on my live, hit more, go scroll down where it says transcript, push Control F, and it'll bring up a little space, a little search bar, and type in egg donor. It ain't there.
Papa, did I?
You said I called her an egg donor. Yes, you did. Several times.
No.
Yes, you did, Susan. You just said it 2 minutes ago.
You consider her not as a mother at all?
I don't know. And that's my opinion.
Why have you got that opinion?
Because she didn't take care of her children. She left across country, across the United States, chasing a dick.
And can I ask you a question?
What?
What's that got to do with you?
It was put on YouTube, so it's up for discussion.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've been told about whatever thing I put on out there. It's up for discussion because you yourself have told me that my son's up for discussion because I've mentioned his name. So,
you're the one who brought your son to YouTube.
And you're the one that brought your son to YouTube too, Susan.
Yeah, I talk with my boy. But at the end of the day, he's not a terrorist. And at the end of the day, I'm not a child sex trafficker at the same time neither.
Okay. Well, I didn't say that to you. I've said that I don't believe you are those things several times. So there's that. So that's really not anything to do with me. I didn't call you that. I didn't say you were that. So there's that.
And like Domer, you also spoke about,
About what?
I didn't want to bring her name up, but you spoke to another person who
Oh,
left.
Kim.
No, well, you know,
Oh.
you brought, you
Well,
said,
you brought her up first, but that's okay. Because when you came up, you asked me why I said that about Kim when it wasn't even
right,
being talked about. So you brought her up today.
right.
And I
Yeah,
heard you. Yes. So
I did say that. Why would you bring her up? Because she's nothing to do with anything.
I didn't bring her up today. You did.
Only because you spoke about my chatting her, saying that
How long ago was that?
you were following
How long ago was that?
only a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, so a couple of weeks. Nobody's talked about it since.
I don't even think it was a couple of weeks actually. I don't need to go back and look to see when you said that, but it wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago. Okay.
No one.
Well,
Because
regardless,
Kim was in my chat.
At the end of the
Kim
day,
was in my chat,
been
and
talked
she
about.
said, and I dropped the link, and I said, Kim, do you want to come up and talk about it? And she said, no.
So regardless, at the end of the day, it hasn't been talked about since, and you had to bring it up today.
Yeah, because you talked about her.
Duh, I did it right in this chat. So I mean,
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you did it right in my channel, right?
So actually, no, I think I was on panel when I said it.
Yeah, you were. You were actually on my panel.
So yeah. So it's not like I never denied I said it. I said it right out in the open for everybody to hear. So it's not like I said it in secret. It's my opinion. I'm entitled to it.
How would you feel like if even though your children are not on YouTube, how would you feel like if someone brought your children into YouTube?
Did I say her daughter's name or anything?
No. You're missing you're missing this.
Okay.
I asked you a question.
What's your question?
How would you feel if someone brought your children on YouTube when they're clearly not on YouTube?
They have, Susan. What are you talking about?
When you use the word they, who are they?
My daughter. So what?
So who the word they?
Everybody and their mama, Susan. Don't play dumb. You know, you've been a part of it. So stop.
What you mean I've been a part of it? No, I haven't.
Talked about my daughter. You gonna lie and say you didn't say those things about my daughter?
I never said a word about your daughter.
You're full of shit, Susan. Do you?
What did I say, Purple?
You said you talked about my daughter and my granddaughter.
What did I say about your daughter?
You said at least my daughter my daughter went away to university while your daughter had a baby.
Okay, I will put that in proper context because what I said was, at least my daughter got an education.
How do you know?
And she did better than me, and I'm glad for her.
You're not changing.
And I'm glad that she didn't have children right away because I want her to do what she wants to do.
That's not what you said, Susan. So.
Well, that's the way I see it now.
Hold on here for a second.
Well, just because that's the way you see it now.
Just a reminder, Susan Bennett's sister came forward and told Purple about, and everybody, a while ago about Susan's history, so it's not like we don't know it, right? Or already have a good idea about it. That's going to come up in just a little bit if you don't already know about it.
Because you're being busted out for it doesn't change the
What?
fact that you
What? Because
still
I said
my
I'm glad that my daughter's not pregnant. Purple, that was a hit at me. It wasn't a hit at you.
then
I give
you shouldn't have mentioned
my
my
daughter.
daughter and my granddaughter. If it was a hit at you, then my daughter and my granddaughter had nothing to do with you. So you're full of shit yet again.
I said I'm glad that I gave birth to many and what. Let me see. I was 19, pregnant, 20 having her. I'm glad that she made something better than I fucking wish she would ever do.
Yeah. What do you got to bring up your kids again, Susan? Why are you bringing up your kids, girl? Come on. You're bringing up your kids. You know, your daughter who's been the same age for all of these years, her age hasn't changed. She's been 24 years old for like 5 years now. She doesn't exist. She doesn't exist, Susan.
So, what's the problem?
Susan, that was not
What,
what
the
you
fact
said.
that she didn't get pregnant?
You talked about my daughter having a child.
No,
And
Purple, I
you're
said I'm
shitty.
glad that she went, and she did higher education, and she did
Susan,
not
it's
get
recorded.
pregnant.
I'm not going to sit here and
But
argue.
you were very quick to bust her out.
She's a pathological liar, KF. Yeah, there's probably mental illness, but it's her own doing. It's her own choices doing it to herself. She's purposefully malicious. She wants you to think that she's mentally ill. That way you can feel sorry for her and she can suck you out of some sort of your gains.
Say, Susan, your daddy don't know that your daughter's a lesbian, right?
I did say that, yeah.
Yeah. Guess what, Purple? My father fucking knew all about it.
Well, great. You didn't act like you knew, but that's okay.
No, because we didn't talk about it on YouTube.
Mm.
It's YouTube.
Well, you seem to talk a lot and it just being YouTube.
It's something I didn't bring to YouTube, but guess what? My family knew all about that.
Okay, cool.
And you thought you were cute. Oh, well, Susan, you think you're good. Guess what? Your daddy don't know about this.
No, that's not exactly how I said it, but...
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said that I would not turn my back on my child being gay like some other people don't want their dad to know. That's how...
Susan, why do you got to bring up kids? Listen, here's an image. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to the submission to my email inbox. I've got all kinds of pictures of Susan drunk. Drunk Susan turning your camera on when she's live streaming. I'm going to put one up right now. Just let me bring it in here. Thank you very much. It gives me a giggle just looking at these. Oh my God. Oh shit. I fucked up. I fucked up with the wrong button. I was laughing so hard. I apologize. It's so annoying, I know. But I couldn't help it. Drunk photos of Susan. Image. Let me bring this back in. I gotta add a new source, right? Hold on. Excuse me. We'll call this drunk image of Susan. It's just in the... I just took a screenshot. I have to make it better, of course, but it's better than... It's adding to the motif, let's say. Oh shit. Drunk image of Susan. There's going to be more than one, so we'll make one. There we go. Bring this in here so everybody can enjoy it. Here's one of them. God bless you, Susan. She's beautiful, but you're not as beautiful when you're hammered and not looking your best. Do you know those moments? We've all had them, and Susan here is having one right now. We all appreciate these moments. Yar, it's Susan Bennett, the pirate. Yar. What about the children? What about the children, Purple? Yar. Everybody hit that thumbs up. It's free. Isn't that right?
It's boring, when you're on your own.
Yes. Very boring. She's trying to bait you in, make you feel sorry for her. Oh, it's a poor Irish traveller. Can you help a feller out a little bit? She wants to know. Let me see. I'll put this one down here. Under the gay frogs. There we go. There's that one. I think I got a lock on this one. Hold on. Figure this out at the last moment. Maybe I don't. There we go. Hello, everybody. Purple, I want to know, why are you bringing up the children, ladies? This is a much better show than Susan. Now check this out. Let's get what this show really should be looking like. She looks just like her avatar picture, though. Oh fuck! Like, could you imagine all of the shit that was coming out of her mouth last night about your makeup and how great and fantastic her makeup is compared to yours? That made me laugh because I just love shit talk, right? It's like in the middle of a sports game, things happen like that too. You got to think of new interesting things to make things interesting, right? And that seems to be, that's where my mind is. That's not where Susan's mind is. Like, Susan is really using this as a tactic, right? It's different. And I have to reiterate that, but I see the comedy in it all. It is a gem. It is like the gift that keeps on giving. And she can be such a nice person, but she purposefully tries not to. And the more that you call her out, the harder her denial really gets. The harder she denies everything. Like, no, she's got all of these things, and and she just keeps recycling the same old things over and over and over again. She relies on absolute gaslighting about all the things that have been allegedly done to her by people in her immediate, and she threatens and harasses, then turns you around and tells you that that's not what she's doing in the same breath. Okay, that's her tactics straight up. It's so over the top. And she doesn't remember like 20 minutes ago when she's this drunk. And she's mixed up, and this is how she gets. But we're to accept it. We're all to accept this because this is normal to Susan. And she's the one who's victimized. She's just looking for an enabler and people to surround herself with to further enable her self-destruction. That's what it is. She's a cancer and a parasite onto your self-worth, happiness, self-esteem, confidence. And the more that you find out and know about the individual, the more that you realize how malicious and dangerous it is. And that's just what we have here with the old Sluzen. The sloppy Susan, as you guys are calling it. And she is a character, absolutely. I never recognized it until, and thank you to Purple. Many of you have already recognized this, and to you I salute. But it's a representation of a greater challenge we have in the social media sphere and some of the dangers potentially waiting for people who are naive. Because, like it or not, any one of us can be deceived, confused into making a mistake or supporting something that wasn't as genuine as it was presented to you, type of thing. And it's just icing on the cake that she's absolute shit at it, right? It's like a little slice of British comedy. There's something so slapstick and genuinely hilarious about the attempt and failure of somebody trying to succeed and run under the law and doing everything wrong in front of a camera. But no matter what, the results that come out of it for Susan are a benefit, because anything's better than nothing in that sense to her.
Who turned her back on their child? I didn't. I knew that when she was 14 years of age. What the fuck you talking about?
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, Purple. My
I
daughter
said,
told me she was 14 years of age.
okay, great.
And that's before she got her diplomas.
So, Lucky Lou Coco 2 says Susan reminds me of every alcoholic that drunk calls you ready to explode. All right. She's got all these things to say, and she repeats herself over and over and over and over again. Holy fuck. No, I'm not. I haven't been drinking. Why don't you rewind a few minutes and listen to her when she was on Purple's channel, then come right back.
And her bachelor's degree on top of that.
And she's been 24 for
she blames it on, the late hour. It's late in the hour, and by this time I'm so filled with the doctor's heavy medication. It's just an effect. Well, we know all that. That's your abuse that we keep calling out, but you keep insisting to call your abuse use and a genuine need for these pills that you keep ingesting, washing down with all of your beer.
years. I know.
No, she's not 24. She's coming up 25 now.
Did that mean she's 24?
Look, let me tell you, look, listen to me
Oh,
for 1 minute. Listen to me for 1 minute.
I'm listening.
If I give birth to her when I was 19, 20, having her, that makes her out to be
Well, which one was it,
25.
19 or 20?
That makes her out to be 25 this year, doesn't it?
I don't know. Does it?
Does it not?
I don't know. Then why
It is
you
Boozy
say
Susie,
for 3
Connie,
years
that is a
she's
good
been
one.
24, Susan?
No, Purple, I never said
Okay.
that.
Susan, it's recorded on your lives.
Oh, well,
I'm
please,
not here and
bitch.
argue with you.
Please.
So,
I mean, Purple, you're so full of fucking shit, man.
oh,
mean,
She's
full
giving
of
her the
shit.
please,
Yeah, you
bitch.
are.
She's ready to fuck it, just go. She's gonna throw something, like hit the microphone, knock the computer to the ground, throw it across the room.
You really are. I mean, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't lie about my daughter's age. If I was 19, 20, having her,
It's psychologically, it's an example of why, or maybe of her encapsulation in that sense, because she keeps insisting that something's the same way time and time again, like she's literally crazy. But when it comes to her age of her daughter, in that sense, she's focused on that specific age for some weird reason, and it just stuck in repeat. She doesn't have a daughter.
because she is a grown-ass adult right now.
Okay, great.
And she does have a bachelor's degree.
So you
Yeah, I gave
are
birth when I was, yeah, I had a C-section when I was 20 years of age. That's correct. Canadian girl.
It's one
just
up
like
in
you
you.
said that, when you got your appendix out, you lost a baby.
Purple,
But before that, you said you lost a baby.
oh, God.
Just saying, Susan.
We had a major situation going on with Minnie when we came to the UK. We were hit with the biggest court case we've ever been hit with. Then I found out I was pregnant, and they did an operation, and I genuinely do believe.
Well, wait. Well, hold up. So you found out, how old was Melanie when you found out you were pregnant?
How old? What's it got to do with how old Minnie was when I found out I was pregnant?
Okay.
That's not got to do with anything.
Never mind. Just keep going.
So me and Minnie fought the High Court, the Royal High Courts of Justice.
Mm-hmm.
We won it, and then I had the appendix taken out because of all the stress and the bullshit. Then I had a lot of stress going on in that. I believe the stress and all the rest going on with that's what killed that child. But anyway.
But that's not what you said. That's not what you said at all.
Brilliant. Papa, do you not see a footpad of what I'm trying to say? Purple, do you understand that I do have paperwork off that young child?
Sorry, what was
understand
that, Susan? I had my
you
son.
understand that I had the dead papers off that young baby?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. What was that? My son needed to ask me a question, so I
I'm
answered.
sorry.
Didn't answer.
Do you
That's
understand
actually
that I
that's
had the
true.
birth paper, the stuff off that young baby?
You okay? Hold on, I gotta pause my YouTube on my computer so we don't get an echo. All right. All right. So
So what are you trying to say, Purple?
I'm just telling you what you've said online, Susan.
Minnie knows.
Okay,
She was
great.
there with me. She was right beside my side.
Okay, and
I'm not sure, KF. You're probably not familiar with this community over, but if you're confused over the point of this particular broadcast, it's to expose a particular bad actor in and amongst another finite community we kind of watch over. That's a magnet for many unsavory channels that look to capitalize on people who have been traumatized in that sense, or so they think. But really, it's really a predatory environment where people are competing for the minds of many who are easily suggestible, let's say.
that's not even the question, but okay. Well, I'm glad she was there for you, Susan.
And the particular cast of characters are all similar and related, and they've been doing it years and years and years now, and it's not like it's a brand new fresh video, because we'll probably be making another one similar to it in just a little while. But from this perspective, I don't like them to pile up against them, but it's just an archive to pull from type of thing.
She wanted the information was there to so she could stay here in the UK because the Irish government did not want her to be here, but you know we had to fight a high court for that one, which we won, and between the high court being fitted with a urine catheter wrapped around my leg at that young age. Yes, I was pregnant, and I lost a little boy.
Okay, Susan, you're making no sense.
Really?
Yeah,
Why
really.
didn't you look this stuff
So,
up?
I don't need to look it up. You said that you
Obviously, you don't. You know what I mean?
lost your child
Obviously, you don't.
6
I
hours
mean, you keep reverting back to my dead son.
your leg. So let's just move on past this because I don't really want to talk about it anyway. So,
I don't either, to be quite honest. But
well,
I know what the truth is. I
okay,
had the paperwork.
okay, great.
Just people think that I have, um, had a child removed from me, and his ashes were turned to nothing, and I don't have the paperwork on that.
Nobody questioned that, Susan. So,
What else, Purple, you wanna?
sure, this is not why you.
You're talking about Tabitha, and you're talking about
Yep, and I can
her
talk.
walking away from her children.
Yep, and
I don't. Did she walk away from her children?
she did
Oh, you're so fucking
How do
clever.
you?
You're so
How,
fucking
how
clever,
do you know
KF.
that?
because
the
she
fuck
said
outta
it
here,
online,
bitch.
Susan.
Because she said it online.
Yep.
But how do you know that's for sure?
Well, we're just going by what she said online.
Yeah, that is
Because
Susan.
she said something
Oh
online.
boy, coming in
doesn't
to
mean
be
to
our
say it's,
friends just to
a
tell us how
factual
much it
truth.
sucks. Oh
Is
boy,
that so?
get the fuck out of here, whore.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
Coming in here telling us how to troll.
I'm just going by what she said online, so there's that.
Go fucking play
You go.
pretend somewhere else.
See, here we go. Right. You're going for what's saying online. A lot of people can say what they want online.
Yeah, a lot of people
Yeah.
do.
Right.
Right. So If it's
And
not,
you're going from what Tabitha is saying that
did the
she
poor
walked
pitiful
away from how many children?
4?
4 children.
Yep.
That means she suddenly she walked away from 4 children,
Yep. She did.
and I would think that I would need to look at that a little bit more and think I need more proof than that apart from being
What other proof to
settling.
else? I mean, damn how the chat jumped right back up. You were only down to 32 folks. Shit, I brought 30 people back, Susan.
Does that mean to make a big difference to me?
Yeah.
What with your AB followers? Who's been taken to
Susan.
court, by the way? So yeah, we won't talk about that one.
Yeah, we won't talk about that because that has nothing to do with me.
Nothing
And
to do with you, you know.
actually, I'm going to say this. Okay, I'm going to say this. You know, I've done some, looking into, the UK and Canada, right?
Mm-hmm.
And see, they're only going to extradite somebody from Canada as
We're
long
not
as,
talking about extraditing anyone.
well, if you're going to get AB in trouble, that's what they're going to have to do is
No,
extradite.
we're not extraditing. We're just gonna sue.
Oh,
We're
no,
not,
too.
yeah.
So it's about money, not the principle.
It's about making a stand for a person who's
No,
been called
if it was about that,
a
Susan.
sex trafficker person. Yes.
So if it was about doing the right thing, I thought you talked to an investigator and a lawyer and the high.
No, I
Susan's
already
gonna
had
have
the
me
police on
served.
the phone 3
You've been
times today.
served.
So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
If you're gonna sue,
you know.
go through the police. You go
You
through.
know how many people who dropped his name and his address in my
Susan, it's been out there.
yeah.
He hid that.
You're coming in here telling how bland these motherfuckers are. No shit. I'm showing you where the interesting motherfuckers are at all times. Over decades, bitch. You come in here and tell me how better my content would be if I didn't do what I did. I do this because I'm not here for the fucking money. It's for the love of it. It's excellent exposing these motherfuckers at all times. And it's genuinely interesting. You are in the Matrix by every step of the imaginations with these scumbags.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is, in order to
thanks for
extradite
the advice,
somebody
bitch.
You don't want to do that,
Ah,
no.
he
I already
had
make
to have
enough money,
broken a
whore.
law in
I don't need to make.
the
I don't need to
Canadian
make your
government's
dollars.
eyes and in the UK's eyes, and it has to
But
be.
he broke it in the UK side. I don't know about the Canadian side, but he
Well,
broke it in the
Hello,
Canadian
BS.
or the UK side. I'm not Canadian. He called me a child sex trafficker, whereas that I fear to go out of my home right now because we live in the World Wide Web, and you don't know how many people are going probably trying to hurt me right now.
None.
Yes, that's a major
Susan,
big factor, to be quite honest.
you're afraid to go out of your home. Stop that.
Yeah, I won't go out. No, I won't go out.
Oh, whatever, Susan. How you gonna get your medication? How you gonna get your cigarettes? How you gonna get
I'm
your
not
groceries?
gonna get my medication. I'll tell you exactly how I'll get my medication. The
So tell me
the
you're not.
the mental health people will get my medication for me.
Yeah.
Don't
You
worry,
gotta
that'll be
appreciate a
all
good
put
troll
in
every now
the
and then,
deprivation.
That's not even the good troll.
Okay, Susan.
That's just somebody trying to be
Oh, she's
I'm
aggravating.
laughing, but I'm not.
I am laughing.
Oh,
Yeah,
look
keep
at how good of a
laughing.
troll I think
I'm
I am.
Because
I'm going to come
I'll
in
be
and be
laughing
really
all the
friendly
way
to
to the
everybody.
bank. You
Look,
won't.
bitch, we already know everybody that comes in and out of here.
See, there you go. Right
You think we're
there,
sitting here
Susan.
trying to be
You're
pretentious
trying to make a
like...
quick buck off of this.
No.
We're not like you. We don't try to be pretentious to newcomers to attract them to our channel. If you're here, you know the reasons why you're here in the first place, and that's the way we like it. KF. Fucking cunt.
It's not about that.
Oh, it
Not
ain't
about
about what's right. It's about you trying to get money.
Wow.
No,
So
it's not
I'm not
about
trying
me
to
you
trying to
just
get